Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from AISLPC. This is their 15.6 inch digital photo frame. This is a Wi-Fi enabled HD touchscreen IPS 1080p display that'll allow you to show off your photos, mount it on the wall, or put it on a desktop. This is a very interesting product, and we're going to dig into it now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is everything that you get once you get it out of the box. The first thing that we're going to take a look at is the user guide for this digital photo frame. Now, this kind of covers all of the versions of the photo frames they have, the 15.6 inch, and there are a couple 10.1 inch photo frames as well, but it still holds true for most of these. So we're going to take a look at this. It shows you how to plug it in, get it set up, connected to your Wi-Fi, because it is Wi-Fi enabled, and of course downloading the FRAMEO app for either iOS or Android so that you can share photos to this photo frame and get them displayed. They also have a cleaning cloth, from microfiber cleaning cloth there for keeping it clean, and you do get a plug-in power supply for this. Doesn't have any batteries in it, so it's going to be needed to be plugged in to continue to work, so keep that in mind wherever you're going to either hang this or have it on a desk. Now, speaking of hanging it, you do have some Visa type mounts here, and they do give you the brackets for all of this and the mounting hardware so that you can set this up on a wall like a traditional setup for a photo frame would be on the wall. Just be reminded that you need to be near an outlet for that. Now, if you're going to put this on like a bedside table or a desktop, they do give you this little plastic kickstand here that screws into the back so it will stand up like this on a desktop or something like that. So you do have that there as well. Now, looking at the main photo frame itself, it is a 15.6 inch 1080p IPS display, so you're going to get good colors and you're going to get good viewing angles out of this as well, and it's touch enabled for navigation, swiping through pictures and going to your settings. On the back here, you're going to see that we have a dedicated power switch, and then of course we have our mounts for our brackets here, and you can also mount this in portrait or landscape, and it will show that off. Now, this is the spot down here in the bottom right where you can screw in the kickstand, and then we have several different inputs and outputs here. You do have your traditional power input, DC input, a full USB so that you can hook up like a USB pen drive. You do have a 3.5 millimeter audio out because this does have speakers as well, and you also have a full SD card slot as well for backing up or importing photos from either USB or micro USB. You've got that there. Now, screwing this in, now we can set this up on the desk, and you can see that it stands no problem. You'll also be able to put this in portrait if you want to have it in portrait as well. It will work for both. Okay, so once you have this powered on, it's going to start you out with the welcome screen. So you can select your language here. You've got plenty of options for language. It is a touch screen, so you can just use your finger to swipe up and down and select whatever language you would like. We're going to start with English here. Hit the next arrow here, and it's going to take us to our connection to Wi-Fi screen. So it works on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, not 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So make sure to connect to a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal. Now here I'm going to want to put in my password, so I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Once you get your password put in, it's going to take you to the date and the time, which will already be updated from your Wi-Fi connection. So now it's going to ask you to name your frame and put your name in. So we're going to put my name in here, and you can see you've got this nice Android style keyboard because this is basically a 15.6 inch Android tablet. It's running on the Android OS, so you can easily type things in. You can also use the voice input as well to type things in as well. So it's pretty sweet to have this. Of course, you have to add the frame location. I'm just going to put office here. And again, easy to do with the on-screen keyboard. We're going to say next. And it's going to have a little welcome guide for you as well. The first step on the new frame is to add friends who can send photos with the FRAMEO app. So what that does is generates a code, and then you put it in the FRAMEO app, and you can send that code to anybody you would like to, and then they can send photos from anywhere in the world directly to your photo frame over the internet, which is actually really cool. So we're going to skip through this here and get down to it so that we can show you how to add some photos to this. Now you can see we're going to have a couple different things here. I'm getting some alerts up top here, and you can turn those off in settings if you don't want to see them. But you can see that we have add friend and settings, and in the upper right hand corner we have a power icon to power down the display. Now if we go into settings, again, looks like the Android settings app because this does run on Android. So if you're familiar with that, you're going to see that we've got our date and our time under the frame that we can do. We can manage our photos. You can see that we've got 32 gigabytes of internal storage here to store photos and or videos. It does videos for up to 15 seconds as well. We can also import or export these photos from a USB drive or a SD card plugged into the back. Now you can put it in sleep mode, you can adjust your brightness here, and having this faced right at me is kind of driving my camera a little bit crazy, so if it goes in and out of focus here real quick, just bear with me. Now we can go over the other options here, like our setups for your frame backgrounds. You also have how long you would like each picture to stay on the screen in the slideshow. The video playback with the video volume can be adjusted here as well. And then of course we have our Wi-Fi, which you can connect to if you haven't done through in setup. Your notifications, and you can turn the notifications on or off here. So if you don't want to see them pop up, you can enable or disable them there. Then you have backup and restore, and this is where you can back up to a micro SD card, or you can reset the entire frame itself back to factory. Okay, so once you do that, we'll get out of this. We'll go back to the main screen. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to generate a code by adding a friend. So we're going to do that right now. Now, once you do that, you're going to get a code here, and this is a code that you can send to anyone that has the FRAMEO app, and they can upload photos directly to your photo frame from anywhere in the world, which is actually a really cool feature. So if we go to the FRAMEO app here on my Android device, you'll see that you've got pictures in your gallery, and you can upload these pictures directly to the frame. You can hit the plus icon in the upper right hand corner. It's going to add new frame here, and you're going to want to put in the code that is generated on the screen. So pretty simple and easy to do to get set up in the FRAMEO app. And then once we do, we can now add photos by just selecting them in our gallery. So what I'm going to do is just select this main picture that I have here, and you can see that it is now in my connected frames. The Luke office frame is there, so pretty cool. And we're going to you can either delete it out of the app or of course keep it. And then we're going to want to select a picture here, and we're going to want to send this with the big red button, and you can add a caption to it if you would like to. And then you can send it off to the photo frame, and you'll be able to see how quickly this does. Now it gives you an option here to select the most important part of the picture so that it is centered in the frame itself. But this frame is a rather large frame, so you're probably not going to have to use that too much. So we're going to allow it to send me notifications, and you can see it almost instantaneously sent this up and is now on my frame, which is great. So now I can go through and I can select multiple pictures at the same time to send to my frame. So I'm going to do that. I can select recipients, and then of course I can write captions for all the photos that I upload at the same time. So I'm going to send those over and they are going to upload. You can see in the upper left hand corner I did get a notification that I did get 6 new photos in. So uploading photos from the app is very, very quick. And of course, if you don't like the notifications, you can turn them off as well. So you can swipe through all of your pictures here, and they are set to stretch to fit, but you can do these in the original resolution as well. You can notice you've got good viewing angles and great colors on this IPS display as well. So swiping through, no problems whatsoever here with this. It's set to automatically cycle through your pictures in every 30 seconds, but you can change that in settings as well. Now you can single tap and bring up a quick menu, and this is where you can look at certain things. You can react to a photo. You can hide a certain photo if you don't want to, see that photo in your slideshow. You can fill the frame or fit the frame, or you can actually look in your gallery and select an individual photo that you would like to look at. So overall, this is really, really nice. This particular picture looks really nice on this display. Overall, everything looks and functions really great with this. So there you go. That's my review of the AISLPC 15.6 inch 1080p Wi-Fi digital picture frame. This works out really well. I like this. It's a very nice screen. It's a very spacious setup here, and it also works really well with the FRAMEO app, being able to send things over and also being able to send a code to a family member or a friend if you want them to be able to upload files to your picture frame as well. That's a really awesome added bonus. Again, you can do this in portrait or landscape and it will auto rotate for you, and you can play video files, but they are limited to 15 seconds. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.